George Soros and Peter Thiel have never been in the same room. Or, the JQ. Jesus Question. By Thistbot. Part 1. For those of you who never heard of George Soros, who we assure you is not paying us, if someone tries associating you with George Soros, they are an alt-right, Nazi apologist, who are brainwashed by internet conspiracy theory. They have no clue what they are talking about. George Soros does not fund you either. Relax. We believe you. Stop mocking us by pretending he does, then saying you wish he did. Wait. How is it you know so much about George Soros? We thought you never heard of him. We don't believe you. He is paying you, isn't he? If not directly, then through a vast network of intertwined non-profits and charitable organizations involving but not limited to open societies. Wait. For those of you who never heard of Peter Thiel, who we assure you is not paying us, if someone tries associating you with Peter Thiel, they are a radical left, Lenin apologist, who are brainwashed by quasi-religious university propaganda. They have no clue what they are talking about. Peter Thiel does not fund you either. Relax. We believe you. Stop mocking us by pretending he does, then saying you wish he did. Wait. How is it you know so much about Peter Thiel? We thought you never heard of him. We don't believe you. He is paying you, isn't he? If not directly, then through a vast network of intertwined non-profit cryptocurrencies and NFTs involving but not limited to Ethereum. Wait. We assure you we do not get paid by either George Soros or Peter Thiel. What's that? You don't believe us? Ah yes. Look at this stunning production quality. They have paid double for this. Next week they are flying us out to topple a World Bank. Then off to set up a new global currency. We wish. If you are out there, George or Peter, hook it up. We will gladly accept cash or Shiba Inu from either of you. In fact, we believe it would be best if you both paid us. If only one of you paid us, it may bias our opinion. How might our opinions be biased if only one of you paid us? That's an interesting question. It presupposes bias, but we don't have time for that now, so let's keep going. The best way to answer it is probably by poorly composing an overly condensed, half-assed interpretation of your worldviews, which are obviously diametrically opposed, and a broad strokes biography, read out loud by a robot. Potential donor number 1. George Soros. Born in 1930. If you believe that. Founded his first hedge fund, Double Eagle, in 1969. Later renamed Quantum Fund. It made boatloads of money. How did he do this? Maybe he was lucky. How does he say he did this? By applying philosophy, which he studied at university, to market actions. In particular, the general theory of reflexivity. What is the general theory of reflexivity? Let's check how Wikipedia defines it before the definition changes. The general theory of reflexivity refers to circular relationships between cause and effect, especially as embedded in human belief structures. A reflexive relationship is bidirectional, with both the cause and the effect affecting one another in a relationship in which neither can be assigned as causes or effects. Interesting. We have heard this simply expressed, perhaps too simply, as, what you fear, you manifest. Before we go further, let's check out our other potential donor. Peter Thiel. Born 1967. This seems accurate. Founded his first hedge fund, Thiel Capital, in 1996. It made boatloads of money. How did he do this? Maybe he was lucky. How does he say he did this? By applying philosophy, which he studied at university, to market actions. In particular, mimetic theory of desire. What is mimetic theory of desire? Let's check how Wikipedia defines it before the definition costs 0.00011138 satoshis. The mimetic theory of desire is an explanation of human behavior and culture. In mimetic theory, mimesis refers to human desire, as not linear but the product of a mimetic process in which people imitate models who endow objects with value. Interesting. We have heard this expressed simply, perhaps too simply, as, what you other, manifests desires. Wait. I think we need to take a moment here. No, never mind, let's move on. And dispense with all this flowery language. George Soros. Liberal progressive political donor. Peter Thiel. Conservative libertarian political donor. George Soros. Founded the Institute for New Economic Thinking, an institute developing heterodox economic minds. Peter Thiel. Founded the Thiel Institute, an institute developing heterodox business minds. George Soros. Quote, It is much easier to put existing resources to better use than to develop resources where they do not exist. Peter Thiel. Quote, in a world of scarce resources, globalization without new technology is unsustainable. George Soros does not fund us. Peter Thiel does not fund us. George Soros. Chess enthusiast. Peter Thiel. Chess enthusiast. George Soros does not believe in God. Peter Thiel believes in God. Interesting. We have heard this simply expressed. Perhaps too simply. Join us next time for Why We Agree with Flat Earthers, maybe, by Thistbot.